Anime gacha games are a virus infecting every inch of our pathetic little lives. And just when you think you're safe behind your dude bro battle royale games, boom, they take over. The new Battle Royale gacha game Fate Trigger just had a playtest over the weekend, and of course, a man of culture like myself had to check it out. I'm not the biggest fan of Battle Royale games these days, especially the traditional PUBG style where you run around for 30 minutes and then die in the last 2 seconds, but I get the appeal. I've enjoyed running around in Warzone with friends, making jokes, and just having fun.
Ah! Holy crap!
Sometimes you win, but most of the time you lose, and that's that. So you know what? Adding Anime Gacha elements to that exact formula is kinda perfect. Yes, Fate Trigger is taking PUBG and finally adding what everyone has been asking for since 2017. The gacha game genre has been growing slowly over time, first starting on mobile devices with those cheap auto-playing RPGs. You know the ones, they feature art of the most over-the-top anime girls you've ever seen, but once you get into the game, they're basically just stick figures. But once game developers learned the power and bank accounts Gooners possess, they started exploiting them as much as they could. And now that these companies have major sources of revenue, they are turning around and making bigger and bigger games. And I know I mean that literally.
Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god, what is that?
We've had Breath of the Wild with anime girls, Final Fantasy with anime girls, and there's even a GTA 6 with anime girls on the way.
Lucia, do you know why you're here?
So it's safe to say the genre is evolving and branching out into genres you've never expected, and the latest example of that is Fate Trigger, basically PUBG with anime girls. So here's the thing, I think there's some genres of games we just know how to make at this point. We know how to make a survival game. You spawn in naked, punch trees, craft some things, and try to live. We know how to make racing games, give your players a bunch of tracks, vehicles, and maybe an open world, and let them complete challenges. Done.
3, 2, 1, go!
And at this point, I think it's safe to say we know how to make a battle royale. The positive thing about a genre becoming so oversaturated is that you figure out what works and what doesn't pretty damn quick. After 100,000 different games where we've all jumped into a map, collected some crap, and then shot each other in a circle, we've narrowed down the genre to a razor's edge, where even the cheapest asset flip mobile battle royale still has the basics pretty much figured out. Alright, there's only 8 people left. Alright, now there's only 7 people left. So with Fate Trigger, I could tell you about how the basic gameplay is solid and has everything you expect from this type of battle royale. And I could tell you how player movement is fluid, letting you sprint and go prone, even rotating on your back and crouch walking like you're a caked up solid snake.
I've got some intel on the PMCs deployed in that area.
I could tell you about the very common feature of holding a button to unlock your camera just as an excuse to stare at this cute anime girl. I could even tell you about how each character has their own unique abilities, like an air boost to get some height, forward dashes to close gaps, and constructible cover to help out your teammates. But why would I waste my time telling you any of that when I could keep it simple and just say, it's a battle royale with anime girls? Critics are raving. It's a battle royale with anime girls. I can't wait to give these girls my money so they will love me. And this game needs to be seen to be believed. But that might be easier said than done when you get a look at this game's characters.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the f is that?
With gacha games, it almost feels like the game part doesn't even matter sometimes. Mobile games like this have you grind for days, weeks, months, and basically play themselves with auto-battling features slapped on top. In this case, the battle royale aspects barely matter because they're just a means to an end. You play the game part of the game to earn points so you can draw for new characters and skins. And that's the real lifeblood of this game, the characters. There's a little more character in these characters than your average Battle Royale game, and that's all because they want to endear you to these people. Instead of blank slates for the players to inhabit, these characters have their own personalities and quirks that the developers hope you'll get attached to.
To be an idol is to create miracles.
Like any good anime harem, you've got to hit all the demographics and hope that one will either capture a gamer's heart or at least appeal to one of their fetishes.
Still haven't evolved past the infantile urge to touch everything in sight. I see.
Here there's a blonde-haired serious one that is all business and could probably kick your ass in a fight.
Can you be serious for a second, please? This is not a place for games.
There's a cute pink-haired nautical-themed VTuber that looks like a child but is probably voiced by a 30-year-old.
I'm telling you, cut it out!
A bitchy red-headed tsundere that is a scientific genius but doesn't have time for love, and it's not like she wants love or anything, especially not with you, whatever.
Let me guess. What could it be this time?
There's a black and blue-haired girl that is dark and brooding and has been through some stuff, man, because look at that eye patch. What's with the eye patch thing, by the way? Clearly people are into it for whatever reason, but is it the eye patch itself or is it the fact that she's missing an eye? Because we could just start making Cyclops women if that's what you guys are after. There's a green-haired mommy who is mommy because mommy takes care of us, because that's what mommy does. Mommy knows best. Mommy. 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 Mommy.
Is this part of the experiment?
There's the sexy older femme fatale, also sometimes referred to as the Dami Mommy, a girl that knows what she's got and how to flaunt it, and I think she'll step on you if you misbehave, so be a good boy.
Careful. Unless you care for a demonstration.
Let's not forget about the obligatory gamer girl that's awkward in social situations, but effortlessly cute at every turn. Ooh, woo.
Oh, you want to be my friend?
And finally, there's a literal child. Stop looking at her, please.
What are you, 3 years old? Blech.
So there you go, a gaggle of anime girls that cover most of the stereotypes you can think of, for better or for worse. Thankfully, this game rides the fine line between overly sexualized characters and others that are just cute. Some of these types of games go way overboard, appealing to only the gooniest of gamers out there. And while the trailer and its first-person mode are a bit over the top, I mean literally, she's like spilling out, even my girlfriend was looking at some of these characters like, oh my god, they're so cute, I would totally play that character.
Honestly, her hair is amazing and her outfit is just so nicely designed in terms of the color scheme.
Sorry.
I'll be this one. She's so cute.
Tiny Pink Rabbit, by the way, she streams on Twitch. Go check it out. Link in the description below. There you go. Cross promotion.
A sight for sore eyes.
Oh, and I guess there are 2 male characters in this game, technically, but they're pretty boring, so much like the game designers themselves, I'm going to ignore them. But it does look like they're going to add this wolf guy in the future, so with that, the fetish appeal list grows to 32, and I'm sure they're going to add even more in the future. That's honestly one of the strengths of this genre when trying to keep players coming back. In the past, you could release a new map or new weapons or game modes, but now, with the invention of the Anime Gacha game, that's a thing of the past. Why spend all that time creating the actual game when a busty new character is so much more effective? Just make sure the basics of your game are solid enough and let the characters do the heavy lifting. Literally!
Oh my God!
Once you realize what type of game this is, elements start popping up all over the place that were obviously added to put these girls front and center. The classic Battle Royale menu of a character standing in front of you is present so you can stare at the outfits and other accessories you've invested in, and it also does the thing a lot of mobile games do with its characters and lets you poke them or click on them. But thankfully here it's a lot more innocent, and I did get a chuckle out of a few of the lines the characters say.
Hey! Don't you have anything better to click on?
They're also a lot more talkative than your average character on a menu, constantly spouting off little quips. And again, this is probably an attempt to make them feel more real.
But once in a while, you get an adventure you never forget.
It's like there's a real girl on my screen talking to me. Can you believe it? Oh my god.
How may I assist?
And you know it's only a matter of time before they start adding AI to these types of games. I know this is a gacha game and it's bordering on AI girlfriend status, but what if you could actually talk to the characters? If you were just sitting on the menu waiting for the next match, it could be a natural way to ask questions about the world and figure out what the hell is going on.
The Oculus Principi is far more advanced in its use of the Source than we ever achieved at the Institute.
ChatGPT, what the f is the Oculus Principi?
So I actually don't have any concrete info on an Oculus Principi and Fate Trigger. It doesn't sound familiar to me from what I know about the game.
I'm not saying we get rid of voice actors for like story-driven games, but if it's just like a menu with characters you want to ask questions to, why not? And after looking at stuff like Darth Vader in Fortnite, it could be a way to make these girls feel more real.
Anthony, my cute boy, I love you.
Oh my goodness, this is so sudden. Regardless, that's not a feature in this game, but the closest thing it does have is the social tab, where characters from the game will actually make posts. There, players can leave comments and, with big quotation marks, interact with the game's characters. But it does kind of feel like an OnlyFans situation where you know the person you're talking to isn't real. But what if she is real? I also noticed the character menus have multiple different animations. Let her out. Each tab, letting you get a good look at each character from every possible angle. Make a left at the motherboard and then turn right at the power supply. This is a trick I first noticed in Zenless Zone Zero when you're trying to squeeze out every bit of appeal these characters have. But to be fair, it also does look pretty stylish. Mommy. 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 The game features a lot of modern graphical effects that you wouldn't necessarily expect with its simple art style. But with things like DLSS 4, hardware ray tracing, and nanite virtualized geometry, it's safe to say this game has all the bells and whistles of a high-end Unreal Engine 5 release. Side note, this is the first game I've played with DLSS 4 frame generation, and I was really surprised. Even on the highest setting 4x frame generation, the input latency wasn't that bad at all. I understand the reservations people have with these fake frames, but if this technology keeps getting better, I'm not sure most people will be able to tell the difference. With all that technology, the game's style is still simple, but it does nail that anime aesthetic that it's going for. That being said, the world is kind of boring, mostly being what you'd expect from any other Battle Royale map. There's a few cities here and there, but nothing really stands out as memorable to get the player's real attention. There's a lot of games that like to display the names of the areas when you're dropping in, but here there's nothing really distinct enough to even get a name. I do like the look of these multi-layered maps with floating islands and the updraft you can float on, and there's multiple portals you can use to teleport between the different islands. But this teleport animation sure does look familiar. Anyways, I feel like all of these things are examples of where the team's priorities clearly were, because while the gameplay looks good enough, the real style seems to have gone into everything else around it. Starting a match is exciting with your character running and jumping into the arena, and the split loading screen is a nice touch, especially with certain characters. Dropping in looks interesting with this energy egg spitting sperm all over the map, impregnating it with players. And I think I just came up with an idea for a new Battle Royale. Birth, Crowning Glory, a literal battle for life or death. Coming to PlayStation, Xbox, PC, Game Boy Advance, and Nintendo DS. I'd play that. There's menus upon menus of different artwork of the characters and flashy things to press and collect to get that dopamine flowing through your brain. And this menu sounds like a turning car, and I like that. But one thing that did stand out as a bit lackluster was the animation that plays when you draw for stuff in the game. Most of these games make a big deal about this. You know, this is your chance to unlock that amazing thing you've been wanting. And even if you don't get it, these games usually explode like slot machines, making you at least feel good in hopes that you'll continue to give them money. But here, it's kind of nothing. And if I'm gonna grind for hours on end for just a chance at the good stuff, I want to feel like I'm seeing God on my screen. Nothing. Other than that, the game does its job. It's a decent enough battle royale with above average character and plot. And I've been thinking about this game kinda like a pop star. Sure, they can sing well enough and put on a show, but at the end of the day, their biggest selling point is looking good while doing it.
I look in the mirror because it shows me what I like.
Think of the Battle Royale portion of this game as a generic pop song. It sounds like something you've heard a million times, but it's catchy enough and you like it. But the gacha elements of this game are where the pop star gets you and draws you in. All of a sudden, it's your whole life. You start getting obsessed and attached, and next thing you know, you're buying $2,000 tickets just for a chance to see them in person. And you start to wonder, how did you get this obsessed with something so generic? Well, Fate Trigger is filled with generic elements that can be found in a lot of games, like hot anime girls, competent enough Battle Royale gameplay, good-looking graphics, and hot anime girls. But much like a pop singer, sometimes those generic elements can be mixed together in just the right way to stand out and make them into a star. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this quick look at Fate Trigger. It's okay. It's an okay game. Although I am gonna go back and probably play some Mecha Break, or Battlefield 6 sure is enticing. Ooh, that trailer, hope it's good. Anyways, thank you to everyone on Patreon who supports the silly nonsense that I do, and I will see you on the next video. What will it be? Who knows?